Hey there, galloping housewives. It's Siobhan here, the galloping housewife. Well, I guess the original galloping housewife. Shall we call her the OG? Whatever the fuck that means. And for those of you of my generation, just look up Urban Dictionary. It'll tell you that, along with so many other things that you really probably didn't need to know. Or maybe you did. Maybe you do need to speak the language of the youth these days. It's interesting, I have to say. Having teenagers in the house is supposed to keep you young. Hanging out with young people. Anyway, I am the OG. I am the galloping housewife, and I am here off to straight out to the yard today. Oh, actually yesterday I think I was going straight out. Yeah, I was going straight out to the yard, and then I was going down to the dentist, and then for a run along the beach, which was absolutely magic. And yesterday, I took wee Percy for a hack. And Percy might need some more work, I think. Percy's he was high as a kite, and he hacked out okay. But when I turned around, because I just went out and back, it wasn't a very long hack, it was only about 40 minutes or so. When I turned around to go back, he just bolted. He just fucking took off. I'm like, oh shit. So, because I don't have brakes at the best of times on Percy, so it was, but him galloping along the tarmac was like, oh really, so embarrassing. And then of course he was going sideways all the way home. It's just like, really, it's just not okay. I'm too old for this shit. But anyway, he's obviously feeling well, and he could do with some more work, but he could also do with being turned out, which is not happening. They've actually started turning out at the yard, but because Mitch is still indoors until Monday, and it's Saturday now, so it's only a couple of days away, then we're keeping Percy in as well, and may as well turn them both out together, because then they sort of get back into their routine. So it'll only be a couple of days, but he's a live wire. And with Mitch, so Mitch, who's my super young horse, who if you've been following me, you'll know that he has had a uveitis, and which we treated for a very long time, and was getting worse, and it was certainly not resolving, and so we took his eye out Tuesday week ago, so almost 2 weeks ago, 10 days ago, and he came home with a bandage, and I changed that once, but actually yesterday I needed to change it again because it was just getting a bit manky, and I also put it on so that it wasn't going to stick to him, because the one that they sent back from the clinic had used Elastic Plus bandage, which had stuck to him, and of course getting it off was horrendous. And if you imagine taking a plaster off our skin where we haven't got that many hairs, it was a bit traumatic for him. He lost quite a bit of hair. So I bandaged him up with the same bandage, but being a nurse, doing it so that it all had cover and wasn't going to stick to him. But it had kind of moved, and he was finding it irritating, and he was actually rubbing it a bit. So when I took it off, and the wound is great, it is completely healed. In fact, if he was a human, I'd probably be taking the stitches out. Also, it is an area, obviously, we open and shut our eyes a lot, and our eyes actually have some very strong muscles, so it's an area with a lot of movement, so it's probably best to keep it sutured up for the full, it'll be 13 days when he gets them out on Monday. But it's looking really good, and so I left the bandage off, because he was more likely to rub it, I think, with the bandage on than he will be with it off. So fingers crossed, it's all looking good when I get out there today. I gave him a good groom and everything as well, and he's in fine form. So yeah, really good. So I'm just going out to have a wee play with Percy. I'll just play with him in the arena today. Yeah, I've got Poe with me. You might be able to just see in the back. He's the dog. It is a glorious day here in Scotland. Woke up to a absolutely rip-roaring frost. It was -6 this morning when I got up at about 6 o'clock. So yeah, it's and now it's about 4 or 5 degrees and not much wind, but reasonably sunny. It's quite bright out here, so that's really good, really good. And yeah, I sent out an email this afternoon to my database, and it was and I actually said in it, it was the fact that we don't celebrate good things, and it's really hard to celebrate ourselves and to promote ourselves. And I've talked a little bit on here about social media and the fact that I've seen behind the facade on social media. People quite often are putting out their best bits on social media, and there is this there's complete disconnect from what is the reality of so many of these people's lives. I mean, some of them obviously do have these very glamorous lives, but what they have to give up to attain that is more than you can ever imagine. And with so many of the horse riding ones especially, I see you see all the good training days, and you see all the fun that people have, and you don't know that they are struggling to get staff, or struggling to pay staff, or just working really hard, or their horses have been injured, or all these other things. And so that's what I try to do with Galloping Housewife, is keeping it real and just being very ordinary. But then there gets to be this disconnect, because one of the things I find really difficult is promoting myself, is to sort of saying what I am good at. And I think, and it's really important, as I said in the email today, that we actually do feel comfortable to celebrate our wins. That they are just as important as talking about the shit that we go through, the challenges that we face. By celebrating our wins, we can show other people what's possible. We can give other people permission. And things as innocuous as going out and as taking photos of your fucking holiday. Like, people go, you're always on holiday and that sort of stuff. It's actually really good to see that, because there is nothing wrong with wanting to go on a nice holiday to a nice place. There's nothing wrong with wanting to, have a nice meal at a nice restaurant. There is nothing wrong with wanting to buy a frock that you feel absolutely magnificent in. All these material things, we're told over and over again that it shouldn't be something that we aspire to, and actually there is nothing wrong with desiring the nice things in life. And celebrating the fact that you are able to attain them, that is okay as well. And also by celebrating what you can do and what you do well, particularly if it is your work or business, but even if it is just who you are as a person, people know where to find you. So if you are doing something that, if I see someone out there that is training in hand to do the piaffe work, or is dealing with a particularly tricky horse, or is even things like creating music. I saw a TikTok today of this most amazing, she plays piano for weddings, and it's really, really cool. and just her ad-libbing and picking up tunes from different things and being able to change the phrasing and stuff. And yeah, she went from a traditional wedding march into playing Draid, which is quite cool. But I just thought, fuck, it should be awesome to compose and play or arrange rather than compose, because it's all covers, but a musical freestyle would be absolutely incredible. To have someone like that play the piano and create this kind of thing, and so by putting that out there, I know where she is and what her talents are and where to go to use that, because I sure as shit, I think my piano, I spent 8 years, learning how to play the piano, and I think that the only thing I can probably reliably play two pieces. One is a minuet by Bach, and the other one is Chariots of Fire. I will come into your lounge and play Chariots of Fire quite happily for you, and that is it, So, but yeah, what I'm saying is my talents do not lie in playing piano, or certainly not in the arrangement of music. So yeah, so by putting ourselves out there, we make ourselves available for other people, and that's really important. And you don't need to feel bad if you are you don't need to feel bad if you are you do something or promote something that other people can't do. That's not a bad thing at all. It's because they will have, you don't need to worry about making them feel bad, because they'll have something that they can do that you can't, and so that they're really good at. They'll have something that is within their zone of genius that makes you look absolutely ridiculous, or doesn't make you look absolutely ridiculous, that makes them look good. And so we all have our skills and we all have our value, so don't feel bad about putting yours out there. But on that note, the reason I was writing the email is that I put out this new course this week, which by the time I put this video up, will be well and truly up and running and going. So the course is actually going live on Monday. Hopefully I can get the tech going before then. Yeah, that is not my zone of genius, and I probably should hand that off to someone else, but it's but never mind. But I put this course out there, and it's I know it's good, and I have I put on 20 sessions at half price, or 20 subscriptions at half price to this course, because I feel that it is just to launch it, just to sort of like get it out there and get a bit more exposure, and it's gone nuts. I think I have a couple of people that are a couple of spaces left, and before the price will go up to the full price, which is still, it's great value at the full prices, no two ways about that. But in doing so, I have I've made £1,000 this week, and if you've been watching these for a while, you will know that it's only a very short time ago that I was celebrating the fact that I had made £1,000 for the month, and that was a big win. I'd really like this to be my main business. This is where I feel called to work, is to help other galloping housewives do what they need to do, and so if I can get to the point where it is supporting me and what I want to do in life, then that'd be absolutely fucking amazing. £1,000 a week goes a ways towards that. So yeah, I just thought I'd put it out there that I'm celebrating. I think that it is possible, and it should be possible for people to to make money from what they are passionate about. And that's not to say that it's not work, I sit down and I write these things, and probably actually less work goes into the writing. I find the writing and the composing my thoughts, and quite often, I've said this before, I will start to write something and it will just flow. It just, whatever I thought I was sitting down to write, I will something completely different. I will end up in a completely different destination, and it's good. It's always good. It's always where I needed to go, but it's not always where I thought I was going. But it's the work that I put in is the planning, is the putting structure to things, is having an outline to the whole program, having the progress make sense, and yeah, those are the things that I find challenging. The actual content itself is not so much work. So so there will be something that you can do too, and it could be, you might know how to braid a horse really well, and you think that is insignificant, and you can't understand how you could make a business out of that. Well, I'm here to tell you that there is a business to be had. Braiding horses, teaching people to braid horses, training top level competition grooms to braid horses, and being a celebrity braider, to be quite honest. It's, there is so much. There is a place for everybody. There is a customer for everybody. And it's awful. That we've put such a negative context on that that anything that is transactional is bad. But actually, that is how we go through life. Trade and barter has been around forever. And the only thing now is we've got money around that, and it's we tend to look down on people that celebrate earning money, and I am here to tell you that that money is energy. Money just, it gives you the chance to do what you want to and what you need to with your life, and I would rather have money in the hands of middle-aged women that have been there, that have knowledge, that have experience, that have compassion, and that you guys watching this are the ones that I'd much rather you guys have some money so that you can direct it, you can give, you can you can be a philanthropist if that's what your passion is. You can spend money where you want to spend it, rather than having some tosspot of a white billionaire male thinking he knows best for the world, because that's not true either. So anyway, right, so we've gone down a really weird path, but I just wanted to, the key thing is that I'm feeling really good about my direction at the moment, and I just wanted to come here and celebrate with you guys the fact that I am it looks like I'm actually going to be making a living from the Galloping Housewife this year, or certainly by the end of this year. And that is, that's bloody awesome. And once again, I am just an ordinary person doing an ordinary thing. If I can do it, you can fucking do it too. And go out and celebrate. You do something well, celebrate it. We'd love to see it. tag me in it, actually. I know, actually, that's a bit weird because I don't actually normally say tag me in it because I'm not a social media whore. I have a real hard time. Like I don't want to be that person that says tag me in this and you'll get 1,000 likes. Oh Jesus Christ! I can tell you another story about that. Might do that tomorrow. But it's. Yeah, I would just tag me in it because I would like to see that. I would really be interested in seeing your celebrations and what you've been out there doing, and yeah, what you've got going on in your life. Right, this is the longest one of these I've done so far, and it was supposed to be a little short one, so I'm going to bugger off and leave you to it. I am nearly at the yard now, and I will catch you tomorrow. Bye now.